Okay, so as I told you in the morning today, we have completed unit number 3 about note making, and we will go back to one of the topics from unit number 1, which is about vocabulary, words, vocab. And as I have repeatedly told you, I emphasize very much on I emphasize much on the words, on vocabulary for language learning part. So that's why we have also earlier decided to maintain personal dictionary. And I hope every one of you is maintaining personal dictionary. I hope you are adding new words every day. Every day I am saying few words, 2, 3 words at least should be added to in your personal dictionary. Should be added in your personal dictionary every day. Continue maintaining it at the end of the semester. It should be some 500 words at least. Right? And I will also keep on checking it from time to time. All right, with this note, I was saying in the morning that we have completed first 3 units. There are total 5 units in the syllabus. Unit number 1 about process of communication and some grammar, sentence types, active voice, passive voice, direct, indirect. So that we did in unit 1. Unit number 2, what was it about? Unit number 2 was about reading comprehension. So we looked at the various strategies to approach reading comprehension in examination and in our day-to-day life. So unit number 2, reading comprehension. Then we dealt with unit number 3, which is about note making. So there we looked at various types of note making, the purpose of note making, and various strategies, tips, and techniques for preparing note. Right. Now we go back to unit number 1 and we look at the remaining one topic of unit number 1, which is vocabulary, words, vocab. And after completion of this vocabulary topic, we will go to unit number 4, which is about reading, which is about writing skills. So in unit number 4 in writing skill, we will see letter writing, report writing, email writing. And then we will have unit number 5, which is about minutes of meeting. Minutes of meeting, a type of document related to meeting. So that we will see later. Right, so that is the overall view of what we have so far completed and where we are heading. Now in vocabulary portion, we will have some basic reading, some understanding. And we will do actually this vocabulary. Actually vocabulary means I will give you exercise to remember the words, to understand the meaning of the words, to understand different categories of words. And I will give you I will design and share with you some quizzes that you need to take. That is how we are going to move ahead with about vocabulary. right? All of you have this booklet with you. I shared with you earlier. What is the goal? Why are we discussing this? We are discussing this vocabulary portion, topic of vocabulary, because before I read, let me tell you, and as I told you earlier in the morning also, see, for communication, what is required is language. I am repeating this again. For communication, the fundamental requirement is language. We communicate with one another only because of or only with the help of language. If there is no language, we may not be able to communicate. Right? So language is something essential for all the topic which we are doing here is a part of this course. Not only because we are doing this course, we are studying the subject, but in any way, in practical life also, for communication purpose, we need language. And in our case, in professional setup, for your career, for your future, for your study now and for your future, the language which is required is English language. So point is, we need to learn this language. Now, how to learn? There are several ways, but one of the ways is develop words, learn words, word of English language. That will certainly help you to acquire the language, to learn the language. So that's why I emphasize very much on vocabulary development. Now, studying this topic systematically, formally will enable you the learners will be able to provide students with skills and opportunities to learn words independently. This unit will teach students the meaning of specific words. This unit will nurture a love and appreciation of words and their use. Words, its appreciation, and their use in practical life. Earlier, I also suggested you to read newspaper, right? To read newspaper and to keep words with you. Apart from that, in one of the last lectures, I also shared with you what I do to remember words. So generally, when I come across a word, I search the meaning of the word in my phone, in Google, and then I take screenshot of this word and I keep this screenshot as my wallpaper. So there are some such several ways. You can also write down words on your desk, on your table, somewhere where it is visible. Right? So nurture love and appreciation of words and their use to help students build word power and vocabulary for better communication. What we are going to learn in this unit, we are going to learn the meaning of new vocabulary or words. Use the new words learned in this unit while speaking and writing. Right? So we will learn new words and then we will learn to use this word in speaking and writing. Understand words in varieties of context for a variety of roots. There are different words. See, in English language, there are so many words taken from other languages. So there are lot many words from Greek, Latin, French, and other languages. We will see this. Determine word meaning by analyzing the contextual content. Every time it is not possible to look into dictionary and to find out the meaning. But the meaning of the word can be understood by contextualizing from the context that we will see, and use the knowledge of the words roots to determine its meaning. जैसे कि मैंने कहा कि हर बार आपको डिक्शनरी में जाने की जरूरत नहीं है, आपको कॉन्टेक्स्ट से भी पता चल जाएगा कि शब्द का मीनिंग क्या है. ये पूरी टेक्निक है, आपको धीमे धीमे समझनी चाहिए. से फॉर एग्जाम्पल देयर इज ए वर्ड logi, right? Logi. Now you understand the meaning of the word logi. Logi means logical or systematic study of something. Logical or systematic study of something. This is logi. फाइन. सो अब आपको अब देखो कॉन्टेक्स्ट से कैसे पता चलेगा कि जहां जहां लॉजी है तो वो किसी अभ्यास के बारे में है, कोई सब्जेक्ट के बारे में, कोई सिस्टमेटिक स्टडी के बारे में है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल सोशियोलॉजी. सोशियो એટલે સોશિયો મીન્સ સમાજ, સોસાયટી. લોજી ઇઝ સ્ટડી. સોશિયોलॉजी, सिस्टमेटिक स्टडी ऑफ सोसाइटी इज कॉल्ड सोशियोलॉजी. राइट. तो ऐसे आपको पता चल ही जाएगा. अगर आपके पास वोकेबुलरी का जो बेसिक जो प्रोसेस पता है तो आपको ज्यादातर शब्दों के मीनिंग कॉन्टेक्स्ट से ही पता चल जाएगा. आपको हर बार यू नीड नॉट टू गो टू डिक्शनरी. लेट अस टेक अनदर एग्जांपल. साइकोलॉजी. साइकोलॉजी पहला शब्द था सोशियोलॉजी, अभी दूसरा शब्द है साइकोलॉजी. साइको. Psycho is a word from psyche. That means something related to mind. Mind. Right? Psychology means study of mind. It is called psychology. So ऐसा लॉजी जहां जहां आएगा वो होगा सब स्टडी. Study of something. Right? So that is something what we will learn here. Let us start by introduction. All of you, again I am repeating, जब हम नोट मेकिंग जब पढ़ रहे थे तो वहां पे हमने कुछ लास्ट में पैसेज पढ़े थे और उस पैसेज में कई सारे शब्द नए थे. जब हमने रीडिंग कॉम्प्रिहेंशन पढ़े थे पैसेजेस, तो उस रीडिंग कॉम्प्रिहेंशन के पैसेज में कई सारे शब्द नए थे. अभी हम ये वोक्यूबुलरी का पोर्शन पढ़ रहे हैं, उसमें भी कई सारे शब्द आपके लिए नए होंगे. होल पॉइंट इज whichever new word you come across, it should go in your dictionary. Not only of this subject. सिर्फ ये सब्जेक्ट का नहीं, पूरे दिन में जो भी आपके सामने नए शब्द आए वो आपके डिक्शनरी में जाएंगे. राइट. सो आपको मेंटेन करना है ऑन डे टू डे बेसिस. उसके अलावा लेट मी अगेन रीइटरेट, लेट मी टेल इट अगेन. इन रीडिंग कॉम्प्रिहेंशन unit number 2, reading comprehension, we did few passages here as a practice in the classroom. Remaining passages was in homework. You are supposed to do it. रिमेनिंग रीडिंग कॉम्प्रिहेंशन के जो पैसेजेस है वो होमवर्क में भूल नहीं जाना है, आपको अपने आप करना है. कोई दिक्कत है, कोई बात ऐसी है जो समझ में नहीं आ रही है, यू कैन आस्क मी. वही रीडिंग कॉम्प्रिहेंशन पैसेज में से कई पैसेज आपको एग्जाम में भी पूछे जा सकते हैं, तो आपको सभी तरह से फायदा होगा. रीडिंग कॉम्प्रिहेंशन की प्रैक्टिस भी हो जाएगी, वो पढ़ के समझोगे तो आपकी लैंग्वेज भी इंप्रूव होगी, वर्ड्स भी नए मिलेंगे और शायद उसमें से कोई पैसेज एग्जाम में भी पूछा जा सकता है। वही बात यूनिट नंबर 3 नोट मेकिंग में भी लागू है। नोट मेकिंग में हमने कुछ पैसेज यहाँ पे क्लासरूम में किए थे प्रैक्टिस के लिए। बाकी के नोट मेकिंग के जो एक्सरसाइज है वो होमवर्क में है, आपको अपने आप करनी है, छोड़ नहीं देनी है। जब आप वो एक्सरसाइज करते हो तब कोई दिक्कत है, कोई प्रॉब्लम है तो आप मुझे पूछना, बताना, राइट? वरना वो प्रैक्टिस आपको करनी है और वो प्रैक्टिस से आपको कुछ फायदे होंगे। नंबर 1, व्हेन यू विल रीड दिस passages of note making, exercise of note making, when you will read, it will help you to improvise your language. It will also help you to learn new words. 1. 2, it is your homework. 3, there can be passage which can be asked in examination also, for note making also, right? So all of you do it without fail. Let us come back to introduction part. May I request Nista to read? Nista, please read the introduction.
Yes, sir. The term vocabulary is defined as the body of words used in particular language. It is also called word stock, lexicon, or lexis. Vocabulary consists of the words we understand when we hear or read them and words we speak or write. However, it is more than words, it's a measure of all that person has learnt, experienced, or felt. Vocabulary knowledge requires not only knowledge of word meaning, but it requires the usage of words in the appropriate context and in a natural way.
Obviously, fine. Thank you very much. Now, there are some similar words. Vocabulary means what? Vocabulary means a body of words. ऐसा शब्दों का समूह, collection of words, body of words from a particular language which a person knows. Right? So, Nista knows some words of English language. This is her vocabulary. Dimant knows some words of English language. This is his vocabulary. Mayank knows some words of English language. It is his vocabulary. I know some words of English language. It is my vocabulary. That's vocabulary means मुझे किसी एक भाषा के जो शब्द आते हैं, वोकेबुलरी को दूसरे शब्दों में उसके लिए दूसरे जो सिनोनिम है वो है वर्ड स्टॉक। उसको लेक्सिकन भी कहते हैं, लेक्सिस भी कहते हैं। लेक्सिकॉन इज रिलेटेड टू वर्ड्स, राइट? So that is knowing words is called vocabulary. नो, वो सिर्फ शब्दों की मीनिंग तक सीमित नहीं है, वो उससे भी आगे है। उससे आगे का कहने का मतलब ये है कि टू बी एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड द कॉन्टेक्स्ट एंड टू यूज राइट वर्ड इन पर्टिकुलर कॉन्टेक्स्ट, राइट? सो फॉर एग्जाम्पल कुछ ऐसे शब्द है जो इनफॉर्मल कॉन्टेक्स्ट में उपयोग होते हैं, कुछ ऐसे शब्द है जो फॉर्मल कॉन्टेक्स्ट में उपयोग होते हैं। हमें शब्दों का मीनिंग तो पता है, मगर वो किस शब्द को कौन से कॉन्टेक्स्ट में उपयोग करना चाहिए वो भी हमें पता होना चाहिए। फॉर एग्जाम्पल व्हेन यू मीट योर बॉस इन ऑफिस, you may not greet him or her saying, "Hey, dude." Fine. "Hey, dude" is informal expression of greeting, generally avoided in offices. Right? आपको सबको पता है, क्योंकि फॉर्मल एक्सप्रेशन, ग्रीटिंग्स के फॉर्मल एक्सप्रेशन अलग है। हेलो सर, गुड मॉर्निंग, हाउ डू यू डू, हाउ आर यू? These are some formal expressions. Hello dude is informal expression. Whole point I am trying to make here is कि शब्द उसके मीनिंग तो जरूरी है ही मगर उसको इस कॉन्टेक्स्ट में उपयोग करना वो भी हमें कभी कभी ध्यान में धीरे धीरे ध्यान में है ना तो कभी कभी धीरे धीरे ध्यान में रखते जाना चाहिए ताकि आगे जाके वो काम आए. नेक्स्ट, let me invite Devans to read the second paragraph. Yes, Devans, please.
Yes, sir. Vocabulary is developed with age and serves as a fundamental tool for communication and acquiring knowledge. We build vocabulary by picking up words that we read or hear and through direct instructions from teachers and other professionals. The more words we know, the more we will be able to understand what we hear and read. In turn, the better we will be able to say that we want to while speaking or writing. Therefore, it can be said that learning vocabulary is an important part of learning language.
Obvious, right? Thank you, Devans. See, actually, we cannot learn about things if we don't know the words. If today I want to learn something about spacecraft, the first thing I need to know is the words related to spacecraft. Then only I will be able to explore, understand the area. If I want to know something about accounts, then I need to know the words, vocab of accounts. So learning any subject is equal to learning the words of that area of that subject. Right? For communication purpose also, vocabulary is important. Why a rich vocabulary important? Vocabulary knowledge is the heart of language comprehension and use. लैंग्वेज कॉम्प्रिहेंशन मीन्स आप कुछ सुन रहे हो कुछ पढ़ रहे हो आपको वो चीजें तभी जाके समझ में आएगी जब आपको उस भाषा के वो शब्द जिसमें तो वो शब्दों का मीनिंग आपको पता है राइट और उससे उल्टा when you want to say something or write something you will be able to say or write the exact expression exact ideas exact thoughts only when you have the correct words to say what you want to say. So good developed vocabulary is very, very important for everything you do. When everything you do means क्लासरूम आप लेक्चर अटेंड करते हो इंग्लिश के अगर आपको वोकेबुलरी आपकी अच्छी है तो टीचर जो भी कहेंगे वो आपको समझ में आएंगे अगर लेक्चर्स में आपको चीज़ें समझ में आएगी तो आपको लेक्चर अटेंड करना अच्छा लगेगा लेक्चर अटेंड करना अच्छा लगेगा तो आप टीचिंग लर्निंग प्रोसेस है वो एंजॉय कर पाओगे तो आपका ओवरऑल लर्निंग अच्छा रहेगा क्लासरूम में अगर आपको चीजें समझ में आती है तो आपको क्लास अटेंड करना अच्छा लगता है क्लास अटेंड करना अच्छा लगता है तो आप ज्यादा सीखते हो पर क्लासरूम में अगर उससे उल्टा अगर क्या होगा देखो क्लासरूम तो आप अटेंड करते हो मगर आपको चीजें ज्यादा समझ में नहीं आती क्योंकि आपके पास उस जो भाषा में बात होती है वो भाषा अच्छी नहीं है तो फिर क्या होगा कई सारी चीजें आपको समझ में नहीं आएगी यू विल गेट बोर यू वुड नॉट लाइक अटेंडिंग क्लासेस फिर दिस होल हैप्पी एक्सपीरियंस टर्न्स टू बी बोरिंग एक्सपीरियंस सो लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स डिपेंड ऑन लैंग्वेज एंड वोकेबुलरी तो अब दूसरा एग्जांपल लेते हैं कि यू हैव प्रिपेयर्ड वेल यू वर्कड वेरी हार्ड थ्रू आउट द सेमेस्टर नाउ इट्स टाइम ऑफ एग्जामिनेशन and you are writing for the examination right now when you're writing for the examination of course you will be able to express your ideas more effectively accurately only if you know the language पढ़ाई आपने अच्छी की मेहनत बहुत की है मगर एग्जाम में लिखोगे तभी जाके टीचर को पता चलेगा ना जो पेपर चेक करे उनको पेपर जो आपके चेक करेंगे उनको तो पता नहीं है कि कौन है ईशान कौन है जेनिल कौन है कृतिक वो तो आपने जो एग्जाम में लिखा है उसके आधार पे सब कुछ तय करेंगे कि आपने पढ़ाई की या नहीं की। फाइन। और आपने एग्जाम में तब अच्छा लिख पाओगे जब आपके पास लैंग्वेज हो। इसी प्रकार से आप प्रोफेशनल लाइफ में, पर्सनल लाइफ में, कहीं पे भी जाओ, योर एबिलिटी टू कम्युनिकेट इफेक्टिव will impact everything, will influence everything. Fine. And to be able to communicate effective, what we need is language. Everybody please concentrate and try and improve your vocabulary. A good vocabulary helps us understand what other people are saying and what we are reading. Right? Obviously, जैसे कि हमने अभी भी बात की, what other people are saying and what we are reading can be understood only by the words if we know. Unfamiliar यानी कि unknown words become holes in the text. Text यानी कि book, जो भी आप material book जो भी आप पढ़ रहे हो, prevent us from completely understanding what we have read. हमने जो भी पढ़ा वो पूरी तरह से हमें समझ में नहीं आएगा. To comprehend a text successfully, we need to have sufficient word knowledge. जो भी हम टेक्स्ट पढ़ रहे हैं उसको पूरी तरह समझने के लिए हमारे पास पूरी वोकेबुलरी ठीक से होनी चाहिए. The writer's message can only be understood if the meaning of most of the words used in the text is known by the reader. पर राइटर जो भी कहना चाहते हैं वो रीडर तभी समझ पाएंगे जब उसमें जो शब्द उपयोग किए गए वो हम समझते हैं. राइट. सो बुक हो या वीडियो हो या ऑडियो हो, मान लीजिए आप कोई सीजन देख रहे हो. आजकल आपकी जनरेशन सीजन्स बहुत देखती है. सो मान लीजिए कोई आप सीजन देख रहे हो, कौन सी है लेटेस्ट सीजन इंग्लिश में? प्लीज, एनी स्पेसिफिक इंग्लिश लैंग्वेज सीजन that you are watching? Anybody who would like to mention it?
Hannibal.
Sorry, Ishan, what is it?
Hannibal, sir.
Hannibal. Okay.
Yes.
Any other season? Anybody?
The Boys.
The Boys, yes, that I heard about. Hannibal, I haven't heard about.
Sir, it's worth watching. You should watch.
Sure, I will explore it. But I am watching
Lucifer. Lucifer, Hal my soul.
Lucifer. Yes, that I have heard about.
The Office.
Furjan says Big Bang Theory. That is wonderful, Furjan. I mean, many episodes I have watched of Big Bang Theory.
The Office.
12
The,
seasons, yes.
sorry, Janil, what is it? The Office.
Yes.
Okay. Then, Ishan, what did you say last?
2.5 Men,
2.5 years.
Game of Thrones,
Okay.
many other.
Right. Many other. All right. So, Vikings, yes, what Farjan has pointed out. Right. I am watching a season, The Crown. It is also, this Viking is also European England based story, and this Crown is also England based story. Anyway, the point is, now see, when you are watching a season, or you are reading a book, watching a season, watching a movie, you can enjoy watching it only if you understand the language. There are some such, what we say, some seasons, movies, where there is action part is more and dialogue part is less. But in my understanding, all intellectual and good productions, good seasons, movies, books, have wonderful use of language. And if we understand it well, we would thoroughly enjoy it. Right? So that is why knowledge of words is important. Now what we are doing right now is we are understanding, we are discussing we are trying to understand or we are discussing the importance of rich vocabulary. Right. So let me request Shrina to read this point. It gives us the ability to articulate.
Hello?
Yes, Shrina.
It gives us the ability to articulate clearly what we mean. Vocabulary helps us with language production. The more words we know, the more precisely we can express the exact meaning we want to. Therefore, we have to overcome the lack of vocabulary knowledge in order to communicate effectively.
Okay, thank you. Fine, as we have just told, as we have just seen, we just discussed, if we know the words, then we can convey what exactly we want to convey. Right. Now, see, these words, sometimes we may fail even to communicate effectively in our own mother tongue. Say, for example, Gujarati, or whichever our mother tongue is. Right. But if we have good words in our mother tongue or in the language which we are using for communication, then we can convey precisely what we want to say. And that will help us a lot to do communication effectively, to make others understand. दूसरे लोगों को हम जो कहना चाहते हैं वो समझ में आए, उसको हम कन्विंस कर पाए, वो तभी हो पाएगा when we know the words. Right? Amrita, please read this second point. Vocabulary knowledge boost. Please read and explain. Amrita.
Sorry, yes. The second point, vocabulary knowledge boosts our ability to grasp ideas and think more logically. The greater number of words we know, the more we can interpret ideas from others and express our own ideas.
Right. Please comment on it.
Like the more words we know, the more better we can interpret the information given to us in a particular article or book.
Of course. Why? We have already discussed it, and as Amrita has rightly pointed out, we can understand something only if we know the words. So, to be clear about various new ideas, to improve our knowledge, to read and understand, what we need is vocabulary. Let me invite Farjan to read, please. Farjan, next point. Read and comment, please.
Yes, sir. I am audible.
Yes, it is audible, please.
Having a rich vocabulary helps you communicate in more engaging way. Relying on one to words or describing an idea with re-
Repetitive.
repetitive and not presented as relying on vocabulary of 10, 15 similar duplication of terms.
Of course, fine. So, what is it saying? Rich vocabulary will see communication हम जब करते हैं ना, so actually we should be able to create an image in the mind of other what we want to say. हम जो कहना चाहते हैं उसकी एक इमेज, उसका एक चित्र सामने वाले व्यक्ति के दिमाग में बनना चाहिए, तब जाके कम्युनिकेशन इफेक्टिव होगा. सो मैं मान लीजिए आपसे बात कर रहा हूं कि दिवाली में मैं इस खूबसूरत एक लेक है वहां पे मैं घूमने गया था. जब मैं आपको डिस्क्राइब कर रहा हूं तो मुझे इस प्रकार से वो बात रखनी है कि आपके दिमाग में मेरे जो दिमाग में एक चित्र है जो मैं घूमने गया था उस जगह का, वो कहीं ना कहीं पे आपके दिमाग में भी बन सके, तब जाके कम्युनिकेशन इफेक्टिव हुआ. और वो तब होगा जब मैं भाषा का शब्दों का सही ढंग से उपयोग करूंगा. उसके लिए मुझे रीच वोकेबुलरी चाहिए. एक दो शब्द वही रिपीटेटिव वर्ड्स हो गए, देन आई वॉन्ट बी एबल टू do communication effectively. Fine. So there are so many similar words. Fine. Similar word means the words are similar in meaning. They are never exact similar, but they look similar. Fine. For example, big, huge, gigantic, and there are few other synonyms. ये सभी शब्दों के मीनिंग में थोड़ा बहुत फर्क है और उसको पर्टिकुलर कॉन्टेक्स्ट में उपयोग करना चाहिए, तभी जाके उस आप जो कहना चाहते हैं वो क्लियरली कह पाओगे. राइट. जय राजदेव, प्लीज रीड लास्ट पॉइंट. जय राजदेव.
Yes, sir. Hello, sir.
Yes, go on, please.
Okay. It helps us make a good impression on others. How I, sir?
No, please go on. Sorry to disturb.
How articulate we are constitutes a big part of impression we make on others.
Right, fine. So, lot of impression we create by using the language, and that's why good vocabulary is required. Which words to learn? There are different types of words. Fine. There is something called basic vocabulary, which is high frequency, multiple meaning vocabulary. So one word has different meaning in different context, and to be able to use this meaning in different context. And then there is subject related vocabulary. That means you are say for example studying BCom honors. There are words which are related to subject specific, accounts, management, right, law. This is called subject related vocabulary. The words are also divided into different categories, like listening vocabulary, speaking vocabulary, reading vocabulary, and writing vocabulary. Now, obviously, from the word itself, from the title itself, we can understand. For example, listening vocabulary. The type of vocabulary refers to the words we hear and comprehend. Most adults can identify and comprehend almost 50,000 words. Speaking vocabulary, the type of words which are generally used for speaking. Reading is even more vast vocabulary. In writing vocabulary, there are few things which we need in writing. For example, if you are writing an email, then you would need a word for, this is to inform you. This is to inform you that your order has been cancelled. This is writing style. Now the same word in same structure you may not use when you are speaking to somebody. So different set of words are used in different contexts and we should be familiar with it. Right? This is explanation of or 4 types of vocabulary. Right. Listening, reading, speaking, writing. Right. So this type of words which are used in listening and speaking are called oral vocabulary. The type of words which are used in reading and writing are called written vocabulary. Right? Now, from the title itself, we can understand. See, listening and reading is a process of reception. Listening and reading में हम क्या करते हैं? हम दूसरों से रिसीव करते हैं आइडियाज, थॉट्स. दूसरे लोग हमें देते हैं. They say something, we receive it. इसीलिए लिसनिंग और रीडिंग की जो वोकेबुलरी है वो है रिसेप्टिव वोकेबुलरी. स्पीकिंग और राइटिंग में हम अपने विचार प्रकट करते हैं. इसीलिए उसमें जो उपयोग होता है शब्द उसे कहते हैं एक्सप्रेसिव वोकेबुलरी. Important point is this: effective ways to build vocabulary. Right? How to improve, how to build vocabulary. So before we discuss this various ways to grow, improve our vocabulary, there are different types of word categories that we should be familiar with. First is synonyms. Synonym words means आप सबको पता है, you must have already studied it several times. Fine, synonym means words with similar meaning. Words with similar meaning. It's called synonym. Correct? Foreign words. Foreign words means language, the words in a particular language which are borrowed from other languages. जैसे कि इंग्लिश में एक शब्द है धोती, इट इज टेकन फ्रॉम इंडियन लैंग्वेज. जैसे कि इंग्लिश में एक शब्द है घी, टेकन फ्रॉम इंडियन लैंग्वेज. In English, there is one word, bourgeois, bourgeois. This word is actually taken from French language. Right? Bellies, it's day-to-day word in English language, bellies, footwear, bellies. This word is also taken from French. Connotations, it's different category. That means words have underlying meaning. Underlying meaning. To understand the underlying meaning and to use these words in particular context. Antonyms is opposite meaning words. Day, night. Right? Light, darkness. Collocations. Collocation means words have fixed relationship. We will see it. We will see the examples. Idioms means words have traditional meaning. And phrasal word means not only one word but multiple meanings. Sorry, group of words have particular meaning. Say for example, because of, or put in, put up, look at. So these different categories of words we will see in the next class. For today, we stop here. I will quickly take your attendance and then we call it a day. Okay, attendance please everybody. Krutik. Krutik. Dimant.
Yes, sir.
Joy. Devans.
Yes, sir.
Ishan.
Yes, sir.
Mayank.
Yes, sir.
I think Farjan is present, right? Renuka.
Absent.
Next. Rohin.
Yes, sir.
Amruta.
Yes, sir.
Janil.
Present, sir.
Srina.
Present, sir.
Nirav.
Yes, sir.
Krista.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you all for your time. See you all in the next class. Thank you very much.